All right, so we are going to coach an Emerald 2, very solid win rate, Akshan main, right? Couple things I want
hmm
to go over just looking at your OP.GG. Obviously, very solid KDAs in terms of kills, but I can already tell you die a good amount. Now, we're going to look into exactly why as we vault review into the game, but I can already kind of tell why just based on your build, right? You're going a lot of on hit. Do you prefer on hit most of the time, or what is that all
Yeah,
about?
on it. Uh, so I've tried every single Action build. The lethality one feels really clunky and slow, and it's not really the playstyle that I'm used to on the champion.
Okay.
Um, I feel like I've been having issues with my runes. I've been trying a scaling rune page, Gathering Storm and that other one.
hmm
Um, but I don't really know when to pick it over the bone plating or the domination rune page. So a lot of the time I feel like I'm just freestyling it in my games. I think my performance is all right. I think I can get a good lead early game. It's just as the game goes on, I feel like I make some stupid plays or I feel like my runes don't really work as well as I would have hoped them to.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm just gonna go and enter into the game. One of the biggest things, like obviously you can't tell too much just by looking at OP.GG, but one of the biggest things I can tell is you do end up dying a lot, right? So I was going to say something along the lines of you are going on hit, so you can die a lot just because on hit, you basically just go in and spread your damage and hope you kill, stuff like that. But these are like abnormally high deaths, so hopefully in the VOD review we'll look into why is that, whether or not you're making bad decisions, greeting, stuff like that. We'll go over in this coaching session. And yeah, I mean, I definitely see a lot of testing. It's perfectly fine. I wouldn't, advise against testing, but you know, I think runes testing is a little bit less optimal just because I think resolve is just better in majority cases, right? Item testing
Mhm.
can be done just based on comp, right? So I'm fine with that. And yeah, let's go into the actual game. So you are against the Silas matchup that is obviously very winning. How do you approach laning phase?
Um, I've just recently done the strategy. I don't know if I do it in this one. Um, Now in this elo, I guess, back in when I was in Emerald 4, people would just kind of like play the lanes really stupid. Now I see people playing super passive and just like using their ranged abilities to farm waves or just giving up mid lane.
hmm
So most of the time I start E, I'll try to get like a double auto off them down. If I proc PTA or something, I'll E in and ignite them and I'll get them down to like a quarter HP. I'll try to double push a wave in back and buy a cull or something or look for a roam or try to help the jungler out any way I can. Um, I'll be honest, I don't remember this game very well. So
Nope, that's perfectly fine. I'll go over stuff. Um,
actually,
by
I
the
do
way,
remember this game.
yep. By the way, I would highly recommend you get like a notepad of some sort, whether, a phone or something, just to write small things down that, if I go over something multiple times, that's probably a good thing to write down, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, let me go.
So let me know when you get that done.
All good.
And obviously this is recorded. You can rewatch it on YouTube whenever, so.
Mm,
So first and foremost, this word is useless. This word gives you basically no information. Um, yeah, you don't want to fish for this word because you easily could have died here, right? If they were faster, or if Silas
Yeah.
Eden, you could have died here. This word gives you nothing. So,
Okay.
and then I think this is Nico. I do think you can win the level one, but you would need to be stacking, right? And
That was kind of the objective. I went for the risky board just to see if they were coming down from bot side instead. And then we also had Timo in base.
yeah, then yeah, I mean, if Timo was base, then you basically just never win that. So you just back
We should
out
have just
because it's a
given it
blitzcrank.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you don't burn anything, so it's perfectly fine. Now, as to what you were saying earlier about this matchup, yes, they will be playing a lot more safe, and the higher elos you go, the more safe they will play, and you will not be able to trade into them as easily. And that's why, me personally, I go Q start into a Silas, because if they're good, they just maintain distance. So E start doesn't really do much, whereas Q, if they ever jump in on you, you can auto Q and just beat them to death. Whereas E, you can't
Hmm.
really do that. So Silas matchup, I like to start Q.
Cool.
Oh, what the heck? Um,
Yeah, I was pinging my Nico back on this. I was like, I don't know what the hell you're doing. That might work in lower elo, but like he
yeah.
can clearly tell it's a 7 minion wave. Um, so I figured at this point I would have just tried to shove this in. Um, I'm pretty sure I was looking for something to do right after this, or I grief it and stay. I'm not too sure.
I mean, you can't even. There's nothing you could really do here other than get a ward, but you don't have a word, right?
Yeah, I
So,
didn't have a word. That's exactly what I was thinking. I just didn't have a word.
so already you're not really. The slower you build this wave, the better for you because Silas obviously has to use abilities to shove, right?
Hmm.
So already you're shoving way too fast. So let me look exactly where it was. Like this instance, your minion's already desynced, right? Do you see how this is here and this is basically full HP?
Yeah.
Your goal right now is to make it so Silas has to choose when to EN to potentially get a CS or a Q, whatever he started, right? Obviously, you don't know what he started. Most Silas ends up starting E, but even if he starts Q, your still objective is to make it so he misses the most amount of CS. So, obviously, this happened. Nothing you really care for. And then I would be slow building this completely.
So I shouldn't have hit that
Yep.
minion there.
Like, this is fine. And then you even slow build the next one. Because every single timer that the wave isn't under his tower, it's better for you because the larger the wave is, like for example, if you have a massive wave here as opposed to like a small wave, it is significantly better for you, right?
Hmm.
So this Q is basically where you fucked it up.
Shouldn't have queued it. I should have just
Yep.
autoed them to death.
And then you double auto these as well. So unfortunately, you force a two-way crash, which it's still a lot of minions, but you don't get as much as a three-way crash into harass, right? Okay.
I see.
You should be harassing every single minion here. Yep. Taking two. Okay.
Bad trade on my end.
Yeah, so harassing under tower needs working on. Basically, whenever you're looking to harass under tower, you're wiggling in between like this sort of threshold, right? You're wiggling up and then wiggling back. And most of the time, you're just looking for one auto instead of double auto, because that way, if you auto once, the chance of you exiting tower is significantly higher, right? So
Hmm.
your threshold right now is to wiggle like roughly here. So this should be your wiggle range. You basically can never harass him, never harass any person when they're touching the melees, but you're looking to harass for these ones, right? Because
Okay.
they're basically here, right? And you're basically here, which is outside of tower range. So that's your first mistake. You trying to harass here. Uh, when he goes for a melee, you take a tower shot, right?
Hmm.
It's only fine if he's mispositioning. If he's like right here going for melee minions, then yes, if you position right here, you can go for one auto and then back out and not take a tower aggro. But generally speaking, you're not really harassing here. What you can do actually is just pressure. Like
I
you're
was just gonna say, just like try to bait out an ability so he has to auto these ranged ones. So just kind of
yeah,
stand there
exactly.
and
Like
you
just
have to like
exert your
hustle
pressure.
him.
Like you can fake it. You can just right click here. He thinks you're gonna trade him, but you're actually not. You're just gonna wiggle, and then
Mhm.
you know that that sort of pressure thing. But obviously, like this is fine. You're basically only going for one autos here. You extended
Yeah, I
too
went
deep
for
here.
went for the passive there.
because like he is forced to literally be in like that's the thing about Silas, right? He is generally forced to be right next to the minion to actually CS it, unlike a lot of other champs, right? So
Mm.
when he's here, you have complete free reign to just completely harass him. This is your free zone, not when he's like walking around here, right? This zone isn't good for you. So immediately you're down one pot in a matchup you should not be down because you take two tower aggros. This is where you let the wave bounce to you. He is going to reach level 3 first, so you respect that and you let it bounce to you. So yeah, like that Q just
How was I supposed to know the wave was gonna bounce back to me?
so that's just wave management, right? When your wave is like this, whenever basically every single time you crash a wave and the next enemy wave has to meet and deal with your wave, right? You see how his wave has to deal with your pre-wave?
Does it desync them and all three of the melees will hit the first minion there that I have on my side?
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily hit, it's more so position of the lane, right? Whenever they have to deal with here, they have to take a pit stop here, right? And then yours is obviously still marching in, right?
Hmm.
So whenever the wave meets at their side, both fresh wave, because this is basically fresh, right? And your wave is obviously fresh. Whenever they meet on their side, the enemy side, it is always going to bounce back to you.
Okay.
And that's just mid lane fundamentals, right? Same vice versa for your lane. Um,
Hmm.
so you knowing this, that's why you go for a three-wave crash, because just picture a three-wave crash with me. Obviously you didn't do it this game, but if you did a three-wave crash and you didn't take tower aggro, he would basically be half HP, and the same scenario would happen, right? If you did a three-wave crash, same scenario would happen. It would just be the fourth wave that would, be meeting here, and the fifth wave would be meeting here. And that's where you freeze. And that's where you just basically grab them by the balls and you win the game, right? That's very Akshan, plain and simple into majority melee matchups. You aim to execute this, and if you're able to do it, you win the game off of it. Because once the
So
fifth
this
wave
is
is
just
here,
more fundamentals than anything. It's all about wave management.
yeah, this is 1,000% fundamentals as a lane bully versus a melee champ, right? You are always looking to do a three-wave crash into bounce, bounce fifth wave over here, freeze, call your jungler here, they die because they're melee range, right?
So three wave crash, and then after the three wave crash on the fourth wave. So imagine this is not a cannon wave.
Yeah, the fourth
On
wave would basically be your position right now. The fourth wave would be here. You just last it. You basically give respect. And then fifth wave, fourth or fifth wave, depending on what they do, will end up being here. You threaten a freeze, and your jungler comes and they die. Or most of the time, I don't need my jungler in this instance. They need their jungler. I can 1v2, I can 1v1, I can win lane off of that, right?
right.
But
Should I have reset? So imagine this is the scenario where the fourth wave is meeting here. Should I have just last hit them,
yes.
and that's it? I shouldn't have gone for a reset after crashing the third wave or anything like that.
Um, I mean, that would be a cheater recall, so that is something you
Yeah.
can do. A three-wave crash into a cheater recall for a longsword, yes, that is something you can do. Into Silas, I don't really recommend that. I only do that into like Zed if I really care for it. Just because, once again, when you do a three-wave crash, you're gonna have a lot more minions here, right? You should ideally have like roughly maybe 8 to 9 ranged melees here. And once again, what did I say earlier about ranged minions and you? Every
Believe
single
on it.
time that they have to get a ranged minion, that is 9 total minions. They either choose to miss or they choose to get, but they're like half HP, right? So it
Mhm.
basically sets me up perfectly for the freeze into a kill. But you can cheater, depending on
So
game
what do
state.
you
For
think
example,
about a lot of the time when I do an early like three wave push into a reset, I usually buy a cull. What do you think about that?
that's fine as well. Yep. I mean, the whole purpose
It's
is just getting an item advantage.
it's pretty much every game that I do that.
Okay.
I haven't been abusing wave management and I buy cull. Um, that's a fine item on Action.
Yep. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
have an issue with that. The biggest thing about like what's happening right now is that you're basically not applying any sort of wave management, right? Because you used Q and autos here, you're basically forcing the wave to be at his ideal spot. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So you're not playing your game, you're playing his game. And this is the same thing that I mentioned here. It's how how his jungler can set up on you now. And that's basically what happens here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I can already tell how you die a lot just off of this sort of play. You're not cognizant about basically what you need to do and what you want to do. So the biggest culprit here is just the fact if you don't want to think about it too advanced, like you don't have to be a god at wave management. You just have to understand the basics, right? I presume you understand the basics now that if minions are even and it's on your side or his side, it's gonna push the other direction, right?
Hmm.
And then I assume you understand the basics of whenever a wave is on his side, on the enemy side, it's always favored for him, right?
Yes.
So
And
whenever, yep,
I have a follow-up question to that too.
of course.
I don't know if the scenario happens in this game, but let's say I get a kill and I have the three casters and a melee sitting um, back on my side.
Hmm.
Is that a free reset or should I stay in freeze?
You're saying if basically the fourth, the fifth wave you freeze here, and you potentially get a kill because they're chunked, right?
Hmm.
And you can maintain the freeze. I would just reset here.
So it is a free reset because I've had so many games now because I don't understand wave management and I feel like testing it in a ranked game could lose me a lot of experience.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, well,
or-
first and foremost, you have to test it. Otherwise, you're never going to learn the concepts, right? So you do have to test it. And if you fuck
Mhm.
it up, that's fine. VOD review that game and be like, oh shit, I fucked up my wave management here. Why did it fuck it up? Now, going back to what you're saying, yes, it's a reset, but it also depends. Do they have TP? That's like the biggest thing. If they
Mhm.
have TP, it's not a free reset, right?
You
Because
have
death,
to stay.
um, most
You have
likely
to say
yes.
they're in a bad spot and you can call your jungler back.
Well, it's not necessarily a bad spot because assuming you play the game plan that I'm speaking about the three-wave crash, fourth wave, fifth wave bounce, you're gonna be pretty healthy because Silas with Doran Shield is not gonna be killing you, right?
Hmm.
So obviously a lot of this is imagining that you did the game plan that I'm saying. But another imaginary thing is because you'll be healthy, let's say the wave is here, there's like these are enemy minions, right? And these are some of your minions, right? Obviously, your minions are going to be a little bit less healthy because of how the wave goes. But let's say you kill him and he does have TP. He's going to be back up and TP very soon. So if you reset here, you're going to miss out basically two waves. So you're actually going to like lose out more than the kill that you got, right? So you don't want to do that. What you want to do, assuming you're healthy, even if you're half HP here, a Silas that has a Dorn shield and maybe he buys like a Dark Seal, he's not going to kill you. You just have to be a little bit more respectful and play. And your main objective is to just hard shove the next wave. So in that scenario, you are just trying to hard shove the next wave. If you end up in a point where you can't, and let's say he gets a freeze, you just recall. It's still not as bad. You're gonna miss one wave as opposed to missing two waves if you reset instantly, right?
Hmm.
But in an instance they do have ignites, this is 100% a free reset. And it's so winning because it's still frozen. You reset, they have ignites. You come back to the lane basically same time because they don't have TP. And you come back into a freeze, they're behind, stuff like that, right?
So a freeze would be considered the one melee and three casters, right? Or is it
Um,
any amount?
it depends. I think three casters generally is a safe bet to freeze. If you want to
Mm.
perma freeze, yeah, one melee, three casters is guaranteed. But there's a little RNG to minions, obviously, because you can't really, tell it which minion to target.
Right.
Three casters will generally freeze though. So if you have three casters and you can set up a freeze, you can drag it here and set up a freeze, something like that, right? It'll still freeze. It might not perma freeze, it might break eventually, but you still basically complete what a purpose of a freeze is, which is forcing the enemy to extend, right? They have to extend.
Okay.
That's the
I
purpose of a
got you
freeze.
now, yeah.
Yeah. So just going back to this play, the reason why you die here, and looking back, I started this coaching session talking about how you probably die a lot of like bad deaths. This is one. Why did you die here?
Bad wave management, that's it.
Exactly.
Well, it's actually based on the entire early game because I wasted the ward. So in the first minute, I screwed myself in lane. I should have. I had so many other options. I just played it bad.
I mean, your warding is like yes and no. I don't care too much about warding because even if you warded here and knew Lee Sin was coming, does that really change the fact that you auto these waves and still maintained the wave at a bad spot, right? So this number
Mhm.
one is your bad wave management, 100%, right? How I play the game is thinking one step ahead, and it's not even like too hard or too difficult. It'll take some time to get used to, but it's basically looking at the next minion, right? You see the next minion line,
Mhm.
thinking ahead of time, what do I want to do with the next minion? There's only specific things you can do. There's one, you hard push, right? You hard push, which means you Q auto, auto, auto. There's two, you slow push, and then there's three, you uh, don't do anything, right? You just kind of let it chill. Um, and in this instance, which one would you do?
I should have at this specific wave.
No, right now. What should you be doing?
This one, I should have just left it.
You should have just chilled. What
Mm.
does chilling mean? Like,
Lasted him, if even.
for example, going back to what I'm saying about how when the waves are about to meet, I already know what to do. Look, already from this moment onwards, I already know I'm going to chill on the next wave. Does that make sense? And the wave hasn't
Mhm.
even came yet.
Mhm.
So what am I going to do? This is all fine. Obviously, don't take the tower shots, but
Yeah,
this is all
harass
fine.
ball.
I would chill. I wouldn't even touch the wave because I know the wave is coming to me.
Mhm. So that I shouldn't have even gone for the Q. Should have gone for the early Q there.
Yeah. I mean, I think Q is fine because it doesn't damage the wave too much. If you can land the Q for harass, that's perfectly fine. But right now, I would chill.
Okay.
So literally chilling means I'm right here, nowhere near him, and I'm last hitting. So let's say this becomes low. I walk up, last hit, walk back. I'm chilling, right?
Mhm.
Because whenever the wave's here, you're vulnerable. And a super simple way of thinking about it is, hey, is my wave on their side or my side? Oh, it's on their side. I'm probably vulnerable. And I probably want to either hard shove, if I have the tools to hard shove, or I probably just want to chill. So in this instance, the answer is obviously chill.
Mhm.
I would be extra chill here, especially because basically how this plays out is he's going to hit level 3 first. You see his purple XP bar?
Yeah.
You see yours?
Yeah.
He's going to hit level 3. I would potentially even give minions. I would literally be out of his engage range, just making sure I get XP here because I know the next wave I'm stronger than him. So, I mean, he gives you this minion, obviously lower elo, but what the hell are you doing walking up, right? He can
Yeah. I
easily,
shouldn't have even considered the harass there.
yeah, he can easily like ding level 3 soon, harass you, and then you're just fucked. So, and then that Q obviously fucked you up, and you're just fucked now.
Yeah, I should have even given that at that moment too. I
Over
also
here,
could have.
though, because of the death, I mean, first and foremost, I would probably flash just to live, because I think living,
I was just gonna say I think I could have just flash E'd out. I
yeah.
thought I could have gotten the E angle like there. I could have E'd.
I mean, you definitely you didn't need to play like Dodgeroni here at all.
Yeah.
You could have easily just eat away. Um, but like as soon as he engages, you should already know you're in danger because of how the wave is.
Mm.
There is zero chance he's engaging here without a jungler. So you don't need to dodge all this. I would literally walk here, throw E, try to swing. If he clips me with E, then I would flash. And also another thing is making sure I'm going the opposite side of the jungler, right?
Hmm.
If you're not good at jungle tracking and you didn't know Lee Sin was top, if you didn't pay attention, stuff like that, I would, be walking like middle, and that way if the jungler does come. But kind of want to see when did you reveal the jungle. Okay, so he just showed. So, I mean, I would flash and then E instantly and just swing. You live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, all of this is just bad wave management. You don't even need to try that E. That's never going to go through.
Right.
Yep. By Cole. I think that's fine. So once again,
This one I should have hard shoved
here,
because
let me see
it
the
was
situation.
yeah.
He's resetting now. This wave should be a slow push.
Even if they're under my tower, so I'm gonna lose those.
Yeah, this wave should be a slow push because it'll make him lose like 2 minions. Because he does have TP, right? Like, if you hard shove, he TPs, he misses nothing. And if he doesn't TP, if you slow push, he'll end up missing a couple. And
Oh,
what's
because the next wave would have come and it still would have been on my side.
exactly, yes.
Yeah.
So like all of this is fine, and then I wouldn't touch any of these.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
Trying to look at the timer. If you didn't touch any of these, I believe they meet a little bit on his side, somewhere around this area,
Hmm.
which isn't too bad. Because you're basically just playing to hard shove next wave anyways. But your goal here is making him miss something, right? If you slow build here, he should miss this one guaranteed, and he might miss like 2, which is pretty good.
Hmm.
But the issue here is now, once again, because you tried to hard shove, you didn't have the timer for it, he now has a freeze, right?
Hmm.
Now he's not going to freeze because he's low elo. Okay, you got to work
Free
on
tower.
tower harassing for sure.
Yeah.
That's something to write down. And then once again, when waves like this, you have 2 options to either chill or hard shove. You are hard shoving now, so this is very good. Your goal is to get this in as fast as possible. Okay, that could have been played a lot better.
Hmm.
You should know he can't ever jump in here unless he has a jungler. But if he is, then he's just griefing. Auto, auto. This is fine. I think E-ing this way, it would have to be a short E so you don't take a tower aggro, but something like
Hmm.
this would have been a very good E. And that way you don't have to flash, right? Because if he does flash, you still probably are in attack range. But even if you do have to flash, it's just a better E angle than E-ing backwards. And yeah, good solo kill. Now you should know to hard shove. Lee Sin comes, you can't hard shove. That's unfortunate. You just reset here.
Hmm. Better wave management. I wouldn't have had to lose that.
Yep.
But he's also now he's trying to hard shove the wave.
By the way, that kill is only possible because he grieved. Like, he should never be fighting you
Yeah.
there. Unless
Yeah.
his jungler's there. If his jungler's there, you end up dying again because of your bad wave management, but
I rely a lot of the time on for my kills just being them griefing and
yeah.
playing poorly.
Okay. And now the lane's neutral. So when the lane's neutral, you can literally do what I said earlier about, a 3-wave crash, building a crash. It doesn't have to be a
Hmm.
3-wave, it could be a 2-wave, but it's the same premise, right? Once you understand
Hmm.
wave management, it's actually very easy. Now he's actually built pushing very fast.
Would I have gone for the Q on that range there? Because it
I mean, I think it's fine.
stopped his push.
Right now, your biggest thing is you're not doing anything with the wave or not doing anything with him.
Hmm.
Like, you see how you're just kind of juggling and allowing him to do whatever he wants?
Hmm.
Like, you're allowing him to queue the backline. You're not pressuring him whatsoever. Now, if his jungler's here, which he is, then yes, you will have to do whatever, but I mean, this is fine.
I don't think I saved my E. Oh no, I don't.
Why did you die here?
I could have held on to my E. Uh, like there really was no point. I got the free autos off.
Yep. I mean, whenever he does this,
Like right here, I had my shield. If he wanted to trade back, I should have gone for that and just left it, because I had better wave.
exactly. Okay, you got it. That was the answer I'm looking for. Like, look at your wave in this scenario, right?
I know it's pushing towards my side. I could have
It's
just held
pushing
it
toward
there.
your side. He's gonna be missing, and he's the one aggressing. Look at this. Your wave is so good. This is all fine.
That
Look,
last.
6 minions to 4. Wave's gonna keep maintaining here, and next wave comes, he's gonna miss a lot, stuff like that, right? There's no reason for you to try to kill here. I mean, the only time you would ever go for that kill is if you know where Lee Sin is, and even then, it's not you looking for a kill, because I don't think you can kill. It's more so you looking to trade him to make him like 1 HP, so he literally can't walk up, stuff like that. But once again, another, like, you can probably, judging by these two deaths, you can probably look at all your deaths and see a common denominator.
Yeah, for sure. Like this is
And
early game. This is where I should be dominating, and I'm 1 and 2.
exactly, yes.
Less CS.
What should you do with the next wave?
Just let it sit.
You should hard shove.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
oh, because he's resetting.
Exactly.
He had no resources to stay.
Whenever a minion meets, you see how the next minion wave hasn't even spawned yet?
Hmm.
That is so much time for you to just hard shove this wave, and he's gonna miss minions, right? Because you know he has to reset here. You can tell as early as now, from the fact that he hard shoved with 0 mana, he is resetting here, and he doesn't have TP. So, you got this wave managed wrong as well.
Hmm.
He ends up missing 3. But if you hard shove, he would have probably missed more.
Oh,
Just
and I
because
had
auto
an
shot.
eco. I had an eco there as well. I remember this play.
Yeah. But since you didn't hard shove, I mean, low key, this would be my hard shove wave if you didn't hard shove the last
So
one.
I remember why I slow push this. There's an eco right here.
Okay.
Yeah, there she is.
Okay. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Where did Nico come from? Oh, she's just right there. Okay, so she just walked up.
That's why I slow pushed it. That's so not now. It's coming back to me this game. That's why I slow pushed it. I
Yeah.
would have normally shoved this. I saw Nico and I was like, "What the hell is she doing? Like this guy's not that stupid."
Yeah.
And then I just kept slow pushing it just because, and then the play ended up working out. But I was like, "Why
Yeah.
isn't she using her abilities at this moment right here?" But it ended up working out.
Yeah. I guess that's fine. I mean, that's obviously on the premise of them briefing.
Hmm.
Now you hard shove. And if you don't need a base, you can go for a tower play if Lee Sin's not here, or you just go for a roam. You shouldn't be too scared, he can't really kill you here. Just go for the tower
Yeah,
play. Nice.
yeah, still got it.
And then once again, you should already be deciding what should I do with the next wave. I personally would hard shove this into a reset. You are sitting on a lot of gold. You could basically hard shove this before Silas comes. It's what you're doing now, but you're doing it like 5 seconds late. You can easily
Hmm.
touch the wave right now.
Like as it's coming in, I could have just queued it.
Yeah, there's no reason why you're not here. Just hard shoving, saving like 5 to 10 seconds, right? There's no reason for you to walk this backwards. Silas has to walk back to lane. He can't kill you, right?
Hmm.
He's dead. So you just wasted like 5 to 10 seconds. You do end up shoving it, and hopefully you reset. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you lost like 10 seconds.
Hmm.
Whenever Akshan has one of the best wave clears in the game, for those sort of instances, you see how the wave is here?
It could have been way back behind the inhib.
Yeah, I mean, it could
If
literally
that.
have barely have spawned.
Hmm.
So what does that mean? It means you're gonna miss minions because you wasted those seconds, right? And if you do that every single back, you're gonna end up missing a lot of minions and a lot of golden resources. Because now you're gonna miss like 2 to 3 for literally for free. Your build's fine. See exactly how much you miss. You miss none. Wow.
I got
Really
lucky
insane.
here.
Okay, he chose the hard shove and you just came back in time.
Did I have boots at that time too? Pretty sure I bought them.
You're what?
Yeah, I bought boots just so I could catch the wave.
Yeah, I mean boots is fine. I like early boots.
Shut down.
Okay. This is all fine. You can play it to build wave, you can play it to hard shove, literally whatever.
Hmm.
This is where Akshan has total control over wave management. So like for example, if let's say a top laner is fighting and they're very extended, that's a case where you would hard shove, right? Same with
Yeah,
bots, stuff like that. If
yeah,
nothing
but on the
happens,
map, yeah.
yep. If nothing's happening, you are fine to harass slowly and just build slowly. Like this is all fine. You see your Viego doing Rift, this is another timer where your brain should immediately be, I want to get Prio. You should
So I
be hard
should be
shoving.
shoving the next wave.
Yes. I would be queuing this, hard shoving, yep. Here we go. Ignoring him, because your goal is to get there first. Not bad, yep. You did it. Did it get Rift? Did it. Beautiful. Okay, this Nico's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she lost us one of the biggest fights.
Okay.
I think I go for, oh, I messed up
Oh,
my
your
E there.
thing. Let me see.
Was it my E angle that messed up there? I don't remember.
I mean, just a little bit too wide. You probably could have
Yeah.
killed him. I think your ulti angle is bad as well. I don't know if you can get a better angle. Let me see. This is fine.
I went for that. I could have gone out to wraps or something. Instead, I walked into the middle.
Yeah, maybe walking here. I'm not entirely sure if he'd still get the kill because they're still blocking. He would just position differently, but it's worth a try. He tried, but a little late. And he ends up living. Still not the worst fight. Stang's a little greedy. He could kill you here. Just back out.
Oh, did I go for it?
If he wastes his
think I died.
abilities... Okay,
Oh, I
nice.
got him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for a play. There's no reason for you not to go for this plate, right?
Yeah.
It's just 120 gold. You also have your E reset, so if people come... Oh, you're even staying. Okay, so you should be hard shelving, going for a play, and then backing. Yeah, you're just losing 120 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's dead, right? If they're gonna kill you, they would have killed you already.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's minus 120 gold. Goods is fine.
Yeah, I saw Mouth building AP.
This is fine. I don't think you... I guess he is building AP. Maybe you have enough damage. Depends
Yeah,
on how you play it.
yeah. That's why I even
That's
decided to
not
go
how
for
you
this
play it,
play.
though. Okay.
How should I have played it?
Very lucky, Team Mushroom. Whenever he's this extended and you're literally only gap closer Z, you do not use E first. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
You're looking to have E as a massive gap closer or like, move like
like
mobility.
maximize the damage from it as
It's not
well.
even for the damage, it's more so for because you don't necessarily need damage here. Look at his positioning compared to where he needs to be to be safe, right?
Mhm.
You're not using it for damage. You're using it for mobility. So let's say hypothetically he has flash, he has something. That way you can use E to go all the way throughout, right? Because this is your biggest swing, right?
Mhm.
So I think the only reason why you actually killed him here is literally because of this Teemo stream that slowed him. Otherwise, you would have not killed him because you fucked up your E.
Yeah, no R,
Yep.
no flash.
But you did end up killing him. That's very good. Hard shove this and play for plates if they're still up. They are. What are you looking for here? Oh,
I was gonna walk back mid, but I saw Timo walking back.
yep, this is fine. You get a plate, you get next wave, and then you reset.
Mhm.
I think 2 plates is a little greedy here.
I went for it.
Maybe you're gonna get it. Okay. That's fine then. Reset. Really good. And ping your way to mid. Hopefully Timo walks back. Yep. You do that. You got good fundamentals, so that's good.
Yeah, I think subconsciously they're there. It's just, I guess, the planning ahead thing that I should be working on as well.
Hmm.
I didn't know the trick about waves being closer to your side or their side, meaning it bounces back.
Yep. If it's even.
That's huge.
Yep. This should be good for you. I mean, you can go for either or. I think I would go for bot or mid here, but
Mm-hmm.
you choose Lee Sin and able to get him, that's fine as well.
I don't even think I get him here. Yeah, I R him and then
Yep. Blitz. Okay. I probably would have just gone mid. Why would I have gone mid here?
wave. Wave, and it's more likely that I can get blitz.
Well, there's a good chance you 1v2 here, no?
Um,
You don't think so?
yeah, no, actually I do. I have the Merc treads and I have the damage. I already
Yeah, I
stacked my
mean,
coal and I got 2 plates top. I have item advantage and a half.
exactly. There's not a single chance they kill you, right?
Yeah.
So you chose to subconsciously go for the Lee Sin. I think it's risky because Lee Sin has mobility. He has ways of, living.
Can we check bounties? I'm pretty sure I was greeting for a bounty.
I mean, even then, you didn't have a bounty,
No,
but
not even. Yeah.
even then, it's like, how are they allowed to literally be here, right? To me, I don't think that's legal that they're literally greeting with
Mhm.
these HP, these mana bars, and low resources, assuming, because they just fought. So I would 100% be here. If you want to be extra greedy and make sure you get the kill, you can honestly just walk all the way around. I probably wouldn't have done it. I would have just walked here, queued, E'd in, and just literally stat check them and kill both.
Mhm.
But you chose, I
They
mean,
even walked into a shroom. I don't know why it didn't
yeah.
go.
To me, this is just an easy double kill. Lee Sin's obviously more mobile, and the other thing is the fact that Lee Sin has areas of escape, right? Like jungle E's are a lot harder because they cover smaller distance, right? Like
Yeah.
these will not cover much distance, whereas mid lane E's, they cover, like for example, I would walk up, I would queue here. If they run or something, I would do this E. Look at how much mobility. How do they get out? They don't, right? So there's just, to me, this is a higher percentage play, and that's what I would have gone for. If this
It's a huge
worked, then it's fine,
play.
right? Like, but obviously it didn't. I think your E was fine. Start to learn to hop off of your E, because if you hopped off here, you could have maybe covered more distance, and he kicked you this way. Maybe you get a kill. I don't know.
Can you go back a second? I have to see that again.
You basically rubber banded, whether you intended to or not. Because when you collide, you're gonna be ending up where you collided, right? So what you can do to prevent the collision is just right-click one extra time. right? I would have right-clicked right now
Like right there. Yeah.
because you see how when you collided with him, you ended up here.
Hmm.
If you right-clicked, you would be ending up here, and if he kicks you, maybe you kill him. Maybe. Okay. Really good. So now what's your goal with this wave? Hard shove. Very good. Top's too strong. Can't kill top. I would just reset here. I don't think you ever have enough damage to kill him here,
Mm,
even if he's building
I thought
AP.
I thought I'd be able to stack check him.
You have your ulti?
I think I get him here.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. That guy's building full AP. Oh,
I got lucky on this one. Timo was right there.
yeah, I mean, mechanically, that was played terribly just because, uh,
I had passive up. I'm pretty sure I could have tanked it
well,
instead of instant
the
E.
biggest thing is just like, why are you not walking?
Mm.
You see that? Like, why are you just standing still? You auto walk is the same as you auto standing still walk. Auto, does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
because the
there's like
delay between your
no
attacks.
reason for you not to like try to get more distance. You got very lucky here, but very lucky here. Okay, it's all fine. Go wits end here. You're going stride this game. I think this would be. I think stride's fine. Yeah,
Because they
stride's
had
fine.
burst, but I had enough MR to tank it, I'm pretty sure. What else should I have gone? IE?
No, I would have. If Malphite was going tank, I would go Gwensu's here. But he
Yeah,
is griefing. That was like the only reason. Like, I think because he's going AP stride makes a lot more sense. So it's fine.
pretty sure I took cut down in my runes as well, because I figured Blitz, Silas,
You don't need
Lee,
cut
and
down
Mal.
ever. You have Coup de Grace,
No?
but you don't need cut down. Don't go cut down ever.
How come?
Your job is not to deal with tanks. Even if you're building to deal with tanks, you're not. Your job still, like even if you go full on hit, by the way, your job still is not to deal with tanks. That is just not what
Okay.
Akshan is. Because every other AD carry does that role better. Your job, even if you build Kraken, Wits, Guinsu's, LDR, is to still assassinate the backline. That is always your identity. Now, the only difference is you building on hit and having those items that can deal with tanks. It just allows you to, for example, if a tank is walking up at you, you can auto them, right? You can retaliate, whereas other builds can't. But you're still not enjoying and focusing the tank over squishies, for example. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's just not what Akshan is.
I could have gone for a longer E there, I think, too, but it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. That's fine. Wait, you're dead here. Doesn't have R. Okay, nice.
So at this point, I'm the richest player in the game. How do I extend my lead off this?
Well, okay. First and foremost, I don't think any of this should happen.
No, of course not.
Why do you think I say that?
No, there's no objectives. There's literally nothing to gain through mid. Everyone
Yes.
should be collecting gold on side lanes.
Yes. So the reason why I say that is because obviously, if you play in low elo, right, you're gonna have instances where this shit works,
Mm-hmm.
right? What is the correct play here, and on a fundamental league scale?
I should have been top lane. I could
Yes.
have gotten that turret that's really low.
You get gold here, you get turrets, and then what else can you do? Then you can move.
Yeah,
Is
I
there
could have
any
shoved that.
reason to bleed guaranteed resources and go for something that is not guaranteed? No, there is no reason, right? So the consistent play, the best play to go for is to obviously go top, but because you did get like 4 kills, because they're absolutely griefing, then I guess this is fine.
Yeah, if you were playing in this elo, would you have made the same play?
In this elo I go for consistent plays. I know I can 1v9 off of the sheer premise that I know how to win games. I'm top instantly, I'm shoving, I'm potentially even greeting and not going for fights, but if this
Even if your
was
team's in a losing position, down 2 Drakes,
yeah,
down kills, everything, you would still be top lane.
I'll still be top. It's guaranteed resources, right? Why would I be fighting? Now, if it's a very desperate state, then I could see myself, potentially sacking if there is a fight, if there's a guaranteed fight. But to me, this is not a fight. What are we fighting for?
Yeah.
This doesn't even look like a start of fight, right? There is zero reason why they should walk up. There is zero reason why your team should walk up, and there is zero reason why a fight should end break right now. There's no wave. There's no fucking nothing. There's literally nothing. So I would not be here. I would be top. Silence engages. Bates is blitzcrank. You end up getting 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills. And obviously it worked out, but 4 kills. Nice. Okay. Now you have multiple options. Okay, that's fine. The biggest thing is to like imagine a world where you get nothing from this and look at this. Right?
It kind of works out because it's still pushing towards me, but
Yeah.
that's kind of a coin flip play.
I mean, even then, it's still resources, and you're still losing out on minions, right?
Yeah.
And you're still not getting guaranteed gold that's standing and 1 HP, right? So, for example, if nothing ensued here, and you're just soaking XP and sharing gold and bleeding across the map, you're putting yourself farther behind. So, as you were saying earlier, how you're the most gold, how do you carry games? Well, that's step number 1. It's actually to go for guaranteed plays that continues accelerating as opposed to stagnate. Because if no fight happens here, you're falling behind, right? But you did end up getting kills. They griefed, so this is all fine. You go top here. This is fine as well. Drake is up. Drake's up in what? Where's Drake? Dragon's up in 40, so I would just hard shove this. And go to Drake because they already have 2 Drakes. You don't really want to give them more. I do think you have timer to go for 1 more wave.
Yeah, I think I figured.
It's a little bit greedy, but I think you'll be alright. I would even greed for the tower, to be honest.
A lot of the time I like look at my map, I walk towards what I should be going to, and then I see like a plate or something that I could get, and I go for
Yep.
that instead.
Yeah, I do see you like hesitating. So basically that's just where like thinking 1 step ahead. It's not even like a hard concept. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I see a plate, so I'm gonna go for it. And then assess, can I get it? If you can't, then obviously adjust.
Yeah, because you're losing seconds at that point,
Exactly.
which are important.
Like every single game you do it, you're gonna lose a lot of seconds, a lot of gold, a lot of resources, so. Fortunately, your team died. Okay. This is very risky.
Yeah. I shouldn't have even been there.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Giving them a free kill, looking like.
Yeah, this is obviously the NA ramp memes
Yeah.
that happen in low elo. It's literally no macro, no decisions.
Yeah,
Just
you
let's
see a lot of
fight,
that.
fight. Let's hope. It's basically relying that the enemy forces a fight and you win it.
Exactly the logic I go into the
Yeah.
games with. Like,
So,
out mechanic them. You're playing a solo queue carry champion.
yep. Like fighting in mid lane's fine if your side lanes aren't bleeding. And what that basically implies, you don't need to think about it too hardly. You just want to think about, let me go to a side lane, let me shove it as far as I can to wherever I can shove. For example, if you feel safe shoving all the way here, then that's
Mhm.
fine. If you don't feel safe and want to shove it all the way here, that's fine as well. And then after you shove, and only after you shove, when no minions meeting, um, that's when you go and you can have your
Mhm.
in and ram, right?
Mhm.
That's how you maximize gold. Okay, reset here. This is fine. Believe you get tried, really good. What do you generally build afterwards?
I'm pretty sure this game I'm going for a GA.
Okay, that's fine.
I didn't think I needed any more damage.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. In these instances, being mid lane and fishing for like damage and stuff, this is fine. Why is it fine?
Baron's up.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Hmm.
Like when Baron and nothing is up, 1,000% go to side lane first and then go mid, right?
Yeah.
If
So
you want
so
to just
another
simplify
thing
it.
here,
Huh?
our Nyla was rage splitting most of the game. Malphite had Ignite, and I saw that, and I'm pretty sure at one point I was like, guys, we can just Baron here. Like I'm pretty sure. No, it's not after this. There's another play I make where I'm like, he was bot lane again. But here I thought I would go for the kill.
What was your mistake here, though?
Yeah, just burning my E like that.
Yep. You're very good at answering my questions that most
No,
people
because
can't
I
do.
know this stuff, man.
Yeah,
I
like
feel
you know it, so being able to apply it is different, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
in the heat of the moment, you just get
for
so
sure.
into going for kills.
Yep. Like I like the thought process here. If you do end up getting a pick, Malphite bot, Ignite, Baron, free. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that already. I like the process, but the execution's not good. Never E into a Blitzcrank. That is a guaranteed death.
Yeah.
So, you're lucky they're not going for Baron here. Just a bunch of random ass fighting. Okay. You can maybe clean up. Target Silas. Nice, really good.
Hmm.
I don't think you can Baron here. Maybe you can. Lee Sin is up first.
Oh, we're going for it? Wow.
I think it might be a blip. I, well, I think I would just be fishing for Lee Sin here, to be honest.
Yeah. You know he's gonna come.
Yeah, like I mean, he has to
'Cause you
come.
just cleared the ward, yeah.
Diego does end up making it on time, but it's still a flip, and you're all low HP.
Hmm.
Let's see how this is played out. You're able to get it. Okay, I mean, it's a blip, but it worked, I
It
guess.
worked.
The
You still lose
optimal
the game.
play would definitely be to just fish for Lee Sin, because you should
Hmm.
be strong enough. So, where is it? Right now, you see the death timers, right? 12 seconds, and Lee Sin's obviously up, right? So I would be fishing for Lee Sin potentially here or somewhere like here, because he has to
Yeah.
come. And you got the honey fruit, and there's another one, so you're 1,000% full HP. I wouldn't even start this. My teammates could either fish with me, or they could just reset or something like that. Because by the time they reset and you potentially kill Lee Sin or chunk him, he has to base again, and then you're all five here, something like that. But I mean, they're not gonna do that, obviously. But
Yeah, I see that play now.
1,000%, you'd be full HP with this honey fruit, and you just fish.
Oh, I have another question for you. Do you buy Sweeper on Akshan?
No, I buy Blue Word every game. And you should too. Blue Word's broken.
Yeah. Do you have any good spots to drop the blue ward?
Whenever you're using Blue Word, you just want to drop it in spots that they're not going to clear instantly. That helps you grant vision. So like, here's a pretty good spot. during mid game, like just just anywhere where they're not gonna step to like guaranteed because it is permanent vision. Um,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where you drop it as long as you drop it. It gives you vision. And if they
Yeah,
don't
just
clear it, they
drop it
don't
on
clear it. So
cooldown. Yeah.
so far so good. Um, you did kill 4. So I guess this is fine. Shake up 15. Okay, all of you should be resetting.
That was a good zone by Diego though.
Why should you guys
Is
have
this?
reset it?
Yeah, we should have gone right to Drake at least, or even if we got that tower over there, we could have gone for Drake. Like after that tower, we still would have had enough time for Drake.
Yep, you should have all reset it here. Topped up your HP, then get Drake and 2 bot lane into tier 2. Because you have Baron. Right now, this is basically called a tempo loss, and you guys are greeting your tempo insanely hard.
Yeah, like
Now,
we could have gotten that tower and then left.
I mean, even then, this tower is greedy, right? Because, let me
Yeah,
show you the timer. Like, this is basically what the enemy's praying for, by the way. You guys overstaying and greeting. See the timer? Yeah, like, even getting this timer is a little bit greedy. Lee Sin's coming up, and they're going to come up. If they look to fight you here, if you guys do end up going for it, they're all basically going to be here, and you're all low HP,
hmm
right? So, and then it hits, obviously, even more greedy. And then, now you guys choose to go for it. Of course, season's going to end. You see? This is literally what the enemy was praying for.
yeah,
Exactly what I called out, so. And now I believe you have to give soul.
yeah,
That
we
is
do.
pixel perfect for the enemy team. So, I mean, in that instance, like, you just have to be the smart enough person to backping your ping, spam them, tell them to recall, go Baron first, or go Drake first. If they don't listen, that's
Yeah,
on them, right?
it's all
You're
about
not,
planning ahead.
yeah, you don't care if they don't listen. You care about you making the right decisions and
Hmm
facilitating the right decisions. But you end up missing soul here, you end up dying and basically losing Baron as well because you guys don't use Baron. Where are you going here? Actually,
Should be
better question,
heading
where should you be going?
top or bot, top or bot, really.
Yep, technically the right spot is top
Yeah,
because
top.
obviously bot wave is very deep.
Yeah,
So you are correct. Don't know what you're doing here,
I don't know either.
and don't know what you're doing here either.
Another E burned on Blitzcrank for no reason.
I mean, I think that E's slightly better than the first time
Well, he
because,
was overextended, but
yeah,
there could have been a Kai'Sa going for the supers.
yeah, he was definitely
I
overextended, so I probably would have eaten as well, but okay, so there's literally like no macro being played whatsoever. You guys are 1-0-3ing, but you guys can't. So you guys are just wasting time. I believe your bot dies here, yep.
Yeah, I should have stayed bot lane there.
Where should you go?
I should have stayed bot.
Why's
Or even, well, actually, no, because they just reset. We would have known they would have been at bot tower. We should have all reset. I could have gone for top.
yes and no. Uh you are wrong for wanting to go bot here. Why are you wrong for going bot?
At this moment, after I just left bot lane.
Like, yeah.
So
Like this is fine.
moving mid here was fine.
Yep. Why should you not be going bot here?
Well, they had just reset
Yeah.
all their carries,
It's a
right?
it's a
So
simple math
they're
game.
automatically coming. Yeah, they're automatically coming down there.
Your Teemo's dead. There are 1,000% gonna come
Mm.
here. Where should you
hmm
be?
mid, walking up to top and pushing that as well.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Because if you know, right, League's like a chess game. If you anticipate their move, you can anticipate your next move based on it. You already know this Neela's inting. You already know they're gonna send people here, right? Now they're griefing by sending 5 people here. They probably only need 3, but because they did send 5 and you see 5 people, immediately go here and hit tier 2. You can maybe get it. If you don't, whatever. You're still pressuring, right? But
Hmm.
instead, what do? You do it
I
a
go for it
little
too
too late.
late.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you end
Tempo
up
loss
not pressuring
again.
anything. You can't go for it now. So if we want to be really technical here,
Go for it.
I would already be bridging mid to top. Because how the hell can you fight for this?
Like I
You
slowed down their tempo there. I could have gotten this,
Yeah,
walked
but I
straight
mean
mid.
they could also like stay. The biggest thing is the fact that it's a 3v5 no matter how you slice the pie, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
I had
never a fight and this is
more
never
time.
a siege angle because of the number disadvantage. So
Right.
great, you stop their back. I would literally be bridging mid to bridging top to potentially pressure. And then if they int and send 5 people here, great, I get tower. If they int and send 5 people here and you don't see anyone, basically if you don't see anyone on the map, right? If you see no one while you're topside on this timer, you see 0 person, you just back out. You play here, you wait. If they send 5 people here, you get this tower. If they send 5 people on you, Neela gets this tower, right?
Mm.
You're getting stuff for basically pressuring, even though you're down a man. But instead, nothing really happens, wasting time.
I still could have pressured top lane here. I probably could have gone for an inhib, knowing that they just want to ARAM.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
But it's also up to my team at that point too to know that I'm splitting and not to fight. Which
well,
again doesn't
it's
happen
more
with
so on the
Zero.
enemy just not like playing well. If the enemy plays well, you can't split here. Like this is never a split timer. But you are right. Like in this elo, you could probably get away with it, just because they keep grouping in the mid lane, and you could probably just get tier 2 for free. This is all fine. So right now, your biggest thing is you just want to wait
Oh,
for
what am I
Baron.
doing? What am I doing? Yeah, yeah, I grief that hard.
I mean, unironically,
The
his
Eing into Blitzcrank thing is just burned me twice. Burned
yeah,
my team this time. That's
unironically
not
the
a.
fight didn't even go too terribly, given the circumstance that you were in. But what are you fighting for here,
Yeah.
right? Like always ask yourself. Basically, play with a purpose. Whenever you're clicking on a wave, doing a wave, clicking on an enemy, everything should have a reason or a goal. I see 0 goal face checking here when Baron's up in 1 minute, right?
Mm-hmm. Their
Because
timers
you
aren't
should
even
win the
on.
Baron 5v5. Like you are that strong. You should just be able to steamroll carry if you have your GA, so Malphite can't one shot you, stuff like that. So there's no reason to take this. Just wait for the Baron timer. But since you do go for this, you end up killing your teammates, losing GA. Now you should reset, go Baron. Hopefully you're able to even fight for it. You got insanely lucky, you chose not to ulti you.
At this point, we knew Lee was either gonna go for a camp or reset. Could we not have just gone for Baron?
You can.
Yeah. We're going for an inhib instead, which is greedy.
You're strong here. This is fine.
We also overstayed for that. I think we got the kill on Kai, so we could have done so much else.
But like, ask yourself, why are you not doing Baron here?
Yeah, I could have pinged off and everything.
Yep.
Instead, I just let them do things.
Like, this is such a free Baron. No, it's 3v4. More so early, like, even right now, their Malphite's dead, I would already dance with Baron, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if they, obviously, if they engage, you go for the kill, stuff like that, but you do end up getting chunked here, which is why Baron might be a little less enticing, but even then, you should still have numbers. Because the biggest thing to me right now is I see it, Baron into Elder into Victory, right? I already have the
Mm-hmm.
sequence in my head.
Yeah.
Elder's in 50 seconds, Baron's right now, Malphite's dead, you have every single condition to get Baron. You get Baron, you reset, you go Elder, you get Elder, you just end the game. That's my sequence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already thinking like that, so... If you're, you know, playing in this elo with people who don't think like that, you have to be the one to think like that and shot call. Because to me, like, I don't understand what we're fighting for.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
And that's been literally majority of this game. We're just fighting for nothing. Fighting to get kills. Like 30-minute game, 36-42.
It should never be that high.
Yeah, I go to my match history, it's probably like 20-20 or some shit.
I was looking at your match history before this. A lot of games end with you being like 5-0 and 2. And I'm like, for me, they wouldn't have FF'd for that.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, once again, old habits kicking in.
Yeah.
Being in here is a little bit dangerous. I guess because they just take Baron, it's slightly fine. But Kai'Sa could have been back here. Malphite could have moved faster with ulti. Flash ulti you or some shit, and you just die here. And you lose Elder and you lose the game, right?
Yeah, that's basically what happens here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets the hook
Okay.
off.
So, there we go. There you have it.
It was 1v9able for sure, but we took it
100%,
after
yeah.
that.
Every game in this elo is 1v9able. You just gotta look at your deaths. And, I mean, this game, surprisingly, like, I was looking at Euro-PWG, you do average a lot more than 4, so surprisingly this game you did a pretty decent job not dying as much. But also, at the same vein, like, all these deaths are grief. Every single one.
Yeah.
None are even, like, remotely close or excusable, right? Like, you're just dying to die. I believe you use Elder, and that's probably the game.
Yeah, after this point. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, can't defend this.
Nyla's rage splitting at this point. She knows it's over as well. She just wants it to be done quick. He whiffs his R there. I get the kill on him here. But, like, they have Elder Bear, and what am I gonna do?
I don't think it'll matter, yeah.
It's surprising they didn't end it off with that push, if I'm being honest.
And ironically, the Neela rage splitting made them second guess if she could
Yeah.
end, so
Yeah.
I believe their Elder's almost gone. Yeah, 3-4. You want to wait out Elder here and just pray you win a 5v5 into an endgame angle. But I mean, this game you could have ended like so many different times, so. Oh, there goes Nico.
Mm-hmm. Nyla's still rage splitting. This is just doomed at this point.
That's probably the game.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you have written down on your notepad?
Um, I have most melee matchups start Q
Well,
versus
oh,
melee.
whoa, wait, that's not necessarily true.
Well, I wrote down especially Silas start Q, and then I said
That's fine, yeah.
um versus most melee three-wave crash, and just work on tower pressure. Don't fight unnecessary fights. Go for
Okay.
free money.
I mean, yeah, that's the biggest one. Like, actually play macro, right?
Yeah.
This was 35 minutes, and I don't think a single macro was being
No.
applied at all this
Like
game. So,
maybe in like between 5 and 10 minutes, but after that, no. Just there was like decent weight management there that I was looking at that I was like, I don't even remember
mhm.
purposely doing it.
And yeah, I would write weight management. I think that's one of your biggest weaknesses. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter too much. It'll just make you a better player and make them a lot weaker and make you a lot stronger if you master weight management. But your biggest issue as a player, I think, is just macro, playing macro. So if you don't understand or grasp macro, just watch players better than you. Literally any mid laner, you're gonna see them basically applying what I say, right? Sides into moving mid. If there's no objective, sides into potentially, towers, stuff like that. Like that is fundamentally how you play League, not, just ARAMing, because there are so many depths here, right?
Yeah.
And other than that, I would also write your E usage could be a lot better. I think Akshan mechanically, you're pretty good, pretty sound. Your Q accuracy is
Hmm.
good, R is good. It's just your E, right?
Yeah.
Be a lot more spareful with your E because it is your only mobility tool, especially if you play on hit. The moment you use your E, you're dead. So if you go on hit a lot, you need to spare and use your E very, very wise.
Okay.
Um, and then last thing I would write is just look over a lot of your depths and ask if they're avoidable because this game, a lot of them are. Like I would probably only have one or two depths this game.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's
I
not
don't think
any.
one death was in like a proper team fight. They were all just
Yeah, everything else was just you griefing or a byproduct of whatever the hell you're doing.
hmm.
Any other questions for me? Concerns?
Um, not anything immediate. No.
All right,
How was my build this game? How was the heel cut? Was that a good play?
your build's fine. I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no complaints. I don't think I would have gone heel cut to be honest. It's not like terrible by any means, but I maybe would have gone for like Black Cleaver just to
Oh,
be a
for
little bit
real?
extra durable. Yeah, because the thing about anti-heal is you have enough damage to blow him up regardless if you're stopping their heal. And the real healing culprit is Silas, and he's not gonna heal past, your damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I
Okay.
hate it. It's just like personal preference. I probably would have gone Black Cleaver to be a little bit extra tanky for, just to be able to duel. And Black Cleaver, I believe, gives you movement speed as well, if I remember.
Yes, it
It
does.
does. So they're so low range, I believe you just be able to kite them to oblivion with Black Cleaver. But
Mm.
both is fine. It doesn't. I mean, build's kind of irrelevant this game. It's more so macro.
All right. Sweet.
Cool. Any other
I
questions?
No, I'll be applying these over the next few weeks, and I'll see what rank I hit. And then
Okay.
if I feel like I hit a standstill, I will let you know.
Yeah, sounds good. And then obviously I stream as well. If you have any time to check me out there,
Yeah, dude, I
you
watch
can.
them all the time.
Awesome. Yeah, if you like, for example, whenever I'm doing something, you can always ask me why I'm doing something, and I can like go over small fundamentals. You can learn through that as well. So
Cool.
awesome. Well, appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Hope you learned something. I'll see you around, bro. Of
Thank you, thank you. Take care.
course, no problem. Take care.